JV Black is going up against the Militia University team. Most everybody here. Let's see, Nikolai, Gavin, I haven't seen Militia yet, but he made it. Hopefully the kids are a little more weak than that. It started 17 on the clock. Doing the face-off. Ethan. So Henry tips it up to Brody. Brody's getting into the offensive end. A shot. Or saved by the goaltender. He hangs on. The first stoppage is 11 seconds into the first period. On the face off again. Militia plays the puck behind the net. Logan with the steal. Let's get out to center ice. We got a 2-on-1 back into our zone. That shot saved by Sawyer. Ethan picked up the puck, skating up the far boards. Into the offensive end, he walks in a shot blocked. Robbie picking up the loose puck, trying to get over to Logan. Loose in the slot. And Militia comes down with their zone with the puck. Dumped into our end. Sawyer stops the puck, hands it off for Ethan. Ethan skating up the near boards. Militia kicks it into our zone. Henrik into the corner to play the puck behind our net. Militia sends it in front. Ethan sends it up the far boards. Brody pushes it out to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Puck comes back to Robbie. His pass intercepted and sent to the near corner. And then sent out into the offensive zone. Brody pressuring in the corner. Militia sends it out to neutral. In their zone. Waiting for the neutral zone into our end. Charlie ties up the player. Push to the far corner. Hadley sends the puck out to neutral for Addison. He gets tripped, no call. Charlie sends it back out of our zone. And Militia brings it back into our end. Bryant pushing the play wide of the net. Addison sends it behind our net. Militia comes off the end boards with it. In front, shot and goal. So 14:43 left in the first. The Lions finds themselves down 1-0. face-off. Militia controls. Skating through neutral into our zone. And by himself, a shut, and the save by Sawyer. He hangs on. 14:31 left in the first period. Robbie taking the face off. Moves it to Carter, pushes it up the near boards. Out to neutral. Militia turns around at their blue line. Robbie with great pressure in their zone. Guillaume coming in to help out. Pushed along the far boards. Militia played over to the near boards and out to neutral. Robbie picking up the loose puck, pass it back to Ethan. Ethan chipping along the boards, and Militia turns it around, bring it back into our zone. Carter tied up behind our net. Guillaume pushes the puck up the far boards. Hennigan to help out, sends it out to neutral. See no icing. Guillaume chasing it into their zone. Carter to help out. Get a bit of boarding. Henrik with a long shot, blocked in front. Militia come back out of their zone, chips it out to neutral. Front, Ethan tying up the puck. Comes loose to the near corner. Carter intercepts the pass, pushes it out to neutral, and it's sent back into our zone. Ethan picking up in the near corner. Militia sends it behind our net. Henrik blocks a pass into the far corner. Mason tying up the player behind our net. Militia continuing to cycle. Puck comes out to Logan. He kicks it out to the neutral zone. His pass hit a skate. Walked into their zone, but offsides. We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone with 12:41 left in the first period. Still 1-0 Militia. Mason taking the face-off. Wins it all the way back into our zone. Bryant picking it up. Skating out from behind our net. Throws it off the near boards. It's tipped out to neutral. And Wyson. Skating it behind their net. Brody stopping the puck along the far boards. Turning it around to the corner. Drops it for Bryant. He throws it back to the corner. Mason passes out to Charlie. She throws it towards the net. Brody not able to get it on goal. Militia sends it to the corner. Brody digs it out. Passes back to Charlie. He throws it towards the net. Logan with a shot and a save by the goaltender. He covers. We'll have another face-off with 11:55 left in the first. Robbie on the face-off. Back to Charlie at the blue line. She gets in the offensive zone. Addison digging for it. Militia bring it out of their zone. Pass through neutral into our end. Shot blocked by Bryant. Bouncing into the face-off circle. Bryant picks it back up. Stops behind our net. Has the pocket picked. Militia pushes it to the far boards. Nice poke check by Charlie. And Robbie picks up the loose puck. Passing out to Hadley. He pushes it to the blue line past to Addison. And Addison's shot goes wide. Bouncing up the boards. Addison comes out with the puck, sends it behind their net. And up the far boards. Bryant slowed the play, and Militia brings it into our zone. And out in front, a shot and a save by Sawyer. Puck comes loose, and Robbie picks it up, passing out to the blue line. It's back to Robbie. Turned around at their blue line. Getting into our zone. Shot, goal. Not sure how he made the shot from that angle. But it slipped in behind, and it is now 2-0 Mount Militia with 10:38 left in the first period. Passes back to Ethan. Long shot goes wide of the net, comes to Carter. He throws it in front, and it's sent back to the near corner. There's a whistle. The net came off the line. Face off. Militia control. Forwards, poke check. Right back to another Militia player, and then skating into our zone. Nick sends it back towards the blue line, but kept in our zone. Militia pushes it to the corner. Pass out to the top of the slot, and a shot and a blocker saved by Sawyer. Puck comes off the far boards. Ethan picks it up, skating it to the blue line and dumping it out into their zone. Ethan picks it up along the far boards. Comes to Carter. Nick brings it off the boards, throws it back to Porter. She sends it up the far boards and into the bench. Reminiscent of the Avs game yesterday. Coach doesn't seem any worse for wear. Face off in their zone. 9:23 left in the first period. Mason on the face off. Pushes it out to neutral into our zone. Logan with the puck skating out to the neutral zone. Drops it. Mason and sends it deep into their zone. Comes back out for Charlie. It's an offensive zone. Mason picking it up, walking to the side of the net, and a shot and saved by the goaltender. Militia trying to get it up to the near boards. Brody with the steal. He walks it out front. And a shot over the net, bouncing back to the side of the net and sent to the corner. Militia playing it up to the near boards. Brody with the steal and still brought into our zone. Bryant picking up the loose puck along the far boards. Skating out to neutral. Puts it into the offensive zone. Set up the near boards and lets it go back out to neutral. Charlie tying up the player. Puck comes loose. Bryant picks it up in our zone. Set to the blue line, but not out of the zone. Bryant fighting for the puck in the far corner. Brody pushing it up the far boards, chips it out to neutral. Mason picking it up, skating in with Logan to his left. And a shot off the goaltender up into the netting. Keeping it 2-0 with 7:40 left in the first period. Robbie on the face-off. Addison throws it towards the front. Hadley's centering pass to Robbie. He's able to get a shot off and the goaltender covered. 7:31 left in the first period. front of the net off the face-off. Militia throws it up the near boards, keeping in the offensive zone. Harvey picking up the puck, goes to the corner. Militia with the steal and will send it out to neutral. Into our zone. Ethan picking up the puck behind our net. Passes out to Hadley. He pushes it into the offensive zone. Comes up the near boards for Ethan. He throws it on goal, and the goaltender catches it and hangs on. On the face-off. Ethan at the blue line. Comes out to neutral. And Militia brings it into our zone. Kendrick picks up the loose puck in the slot. Pushes it out to neutral. Drop pass for Guillaume. And he passes up for Nick into the offensive zone. Keeping in the offensive end. It's tied up. Carter in to help out. Puck comes free. Nick gets it to the front of the net. It's pushed off the puck. And Militia comes back to neutral into our zone. Hendrick ties up the player at the blue line. And pushes up the far boards. Militia bring it back off the boards. Icing? Nope. Carter's going to go to the box once we touch the puck. Oh, somebody's going for slashing. I thought they were calling Carter for checking the back. Looks like Nick is going to the box for 2 minutes for slashing. So 5:46 left in the first period. Down by 2. Short-handed for 2 minutes. Off the face-off. Militia throws it wide of the net. Selling out the far boards and out to neutral. Militia brings it back into our zone. Pushed wide. Bryant. Nice play, but Militia regains the puck. Brody to poke check. Puck comes to Logan. Pass to Brody in the neutral zone. Militia regains the puck. Bouncing all around. Puck sent into our zone. Backhand shot and a stick save by Sawyer. Rebound goes to the far corner. Pass up the far boards to the blue line. Militia skating it back to the corner, sends it behind our net. Sent out to neutral, down the ice. It's tipped, so no icing. 1 minute left in the penalty kill. 4:40 left in the first period. Militia passes out to neutral. Logan steals the into their zone, sends it on goal. Goaltender pokes it to the corner. Brody tying up the player behind their net. Militia regain the puck, get out to neutral, and Brody's there to steal the puck. Turns around, regrouping in our zone. Steps around to Militia players, scanning through the center into the offensive end. Push just wide, throws it out front. Hit a skate, goes back to the inboards. Militia playing up the near boards out to neutral. 3 seconds left in the penalty kill. Ethan sends it to the far corner as time expires, so we're back to 5-on-5. Bryant with the puck at our blue line gets hit from behind, and he's going to near boards. Addison sends it into the offensive end. Militia throw it around the end boards. Mason pushing it to the corner. Robbie passes back to Mason. And Militia regained the puck, skated through into our zone. Nice poke check by Ethan. Centering pass intercepted by Robbie. His pass turned around. Puck comes to Ethan. He throws it out to neutral. They say no icing. Militia skate it behind their own net. Pass up the far boards. Back to center. Getting into our zone with the puck in front. Robbie and Ethan combined to get it back to the blue line and set back around behind our net. Carter picking up in the far corner. Goes to the blue line. It's kept in our zone. Sent back to the near corner. Mason digging for it, pushing it up to the far near boards. Militia's pass hit a skate comes back to the boards. Ethan goes to the end boards. Robbie sends it up the near boards. It comes out for Mason. Mason skating through neutral into the offensive end. A shot blocked. Militia turnaround, skating up the far boards. Guillaume sends it back in the offensive zone. Keeping it in the offensive zone. Side steps a check. Pushes it to the corner. Pass back to Carter. The shot goes over the net. Up the near boards, out the neutral. Bryant picking it up in our zone. Passes up for Carter. Guillaume chips it out to neutral. Mason gets it to the blue line. Comes back out to neutral. Passes over to Nick. Nick passes back to Mason into the offensive end. The handle. Mason regains the puck. Goes up to Charlie. Militia's able to push it out from neutral. Right into our zone. Sawyer sweeps it to the near corner. Comes out in front to the top of the crease. Sawyer covers. We'll get a whistle with 58 seconds left in the first period. Off, Militia control. Shown in front, goes to the far corner, up the far boards, then set back around behind our net. Bryant picking it up. His pass intercepted. Just back and forth along the blue line. And a shot and a pad save by Sawyer. Brody picking up the puck along the far boards. Getting out from behind our net as it's checked away. Loose puck comes to Bryant. His pass tipped to the far boards, out to neutral. And sent into our zone. Charlie picking it up behind our net. Pass it to Bryant. Bryant's pass intercepted, brought back into our zone, but they're offsides. Well, the face-off in the neutral zone with 11 seconds left in the first period. Robbie on the face-off. Militia controls. Back into our zone with 4 seconds left in the first period. Charlie put a nice poke check. We got a whistle at the end of the period. So we'll go to the second, down by 2. There's 17 on the clock. The face up. So needed there's the militia zone to drop back out. Militia skating down our end. Quick check like Ethan is digging for it. It's tied up in front of their bench. Militia keeping in their zone. There's a whistle. Somebody's going to go for tripping. Henrik's going to the box for tripping. So he gets to hang out next to his mom, who's in the scoring booth. So 2 minutes shorthanded with 16:36 left in the second period. Mason with the puck off the face-off, dumping it into offensive zone. Goaltender stopping it behind their net. Pressure bringing up the near boards. Our zone. Front nice poke check by Ethan. Steals the puck and sends it all the way down the ice, just wide of the net. No icing on the power play. Militia playing it from behind their own net. Addison pressuring in their zone, thrown out to neutral. Into our zone. Centering pass blocked by Hadley, sent to the corner. Another centering pass and a shot and a save by Sawyer. Mason picking it up, skating out to neutral. Into the offensive zone. Gets tied up as he tries to kick the shot. And Militia bringing the puck out from behind the net. Into our zone. Check. Deflects the centering pass, but still comes to the slot. Ethan pushing it out to neutral. Militia bring it back into our zone. Turn around. Addison stopping the skate. Carter tried to clear. Puck comes back to Nick. He skates it free into the offensive zone. Push to the corner. Dragging off the inboard centering pass. Comes all the way out to the blue line. Carter jumps into their zone. 20 seconds left in the penalty kill. Nick pressuring. They should bring it out of their zone. Carter tying up the player. Ethan turned it around. Pushes it up the near boards. 3 seconds left in the penalty kills. We should bring it into our zone. 2-on-0. Shot and a save. Another shot and another save. Back to 5-on-5. We should send it behind our head. Ethan passing out the near boards and it comes out to neutral. Logan with the steal in the neutral zone, skating into offensive end, lost the handle. Carter keeping the offensive zone, throws it forward. Militia turn it around and send it out to neutral. Carter with the steal in center ice. Makes you turn around at the blue line. Carter ties up the player. Trying to let go of the stick. Militia send it up the far boards. Passed out to neutral and Militia with the steal. To the corner. Carter stealing the puck. Pushing up the far boards. Militia turn it back around. Guillaume tips it out to the neutral zone. Back to Carter and into our zone. Nice poke check by Ethan. Skates it out of our zone through neutral into theirs. The shot tipped up into the glass. Zone with the puck into ours. Brody with the puck along the near boards, turns it around. Pass missed everybody all the way down the ice. It'll be icing with 12:35 left in the second period. Got it face off in our zone. save by Sawyer. And chips it, tries to clear. Comes back to Robbie. He skates it out to neutral into the offensive end. Pass to Brody. He's able to get a shot off. Bad save by the goaltender. Comes back to Henrik along the far boards. Pass to Logan. Tip to the corner. Brody digging forward along the boards. Gets it back to Logan. Walks out into the slot. Throw it back in front. It comes all the way across the boards. Militia pushes out to neutral. Into our zone. It could have been a hook. Robbie with the puck behind our net, pass to Bryant. Bryant skating it through neutral. Goes on goal and a blocker save. Rebound picked up by the Militia. Skating up the near boards through neutral. Cycling along the near boards in our zone. Back to the boards. Picks up the loose puck in the corner, passes up the far boards. Hadley digging for it. Puck comes free. Sends it up front. A shot and save by Sawyer. Militia regain the puck. Poke check by Robbie. Militia coming right back up with it. Putting it around the corner. Pass tipped. Should be icing, I believe. 10:44 left in the second period. Face off in our zone. On the face-off, kick to the blue line, kept in our zone. Another shot, another save. Another shot, just under the pad. 10:33 left in the second, and the 3-0. I don't think so. We saw that till it was already underneath. On the face-off, push it forward, push it turn around at their blue line, skate into our zone, the shot, and it's inside, push it, send it to the corner, Charlie fighting for it, puck comes free, Addison tips it from Mason, Mason skating through neutral by himself out in the offensive zone, shot just wide. Should bring it off the inboards. Pass out to neutral. Into our zone. Addison with the loose puck. Passes out to Mason. Intercepted. Hadley with the poke check. Sends it out to neutral. That should turn it around. Right into our zone. Mason with the steal. Jumps into the offensive zone. Passes through neutral into our zone. In front of poke check by Sawyer. Sends the puck to Ethan. He skates it out from behind our net. Pass up for Brown. Pushes it into the offensive neutral zone. Slowed down by the Militia. Ethan brings it into their zone. Pass hit a skate. Bring it out to neutral. Ethan with the steal. Goes off near boards for Viome. Passes out to neutral. That pass intercepted. Viome pushes it forward. Bringing it back out of their zone. Charlie with the steal. Sends it up for Viome. Viome with the puck in their zone. Centering pass comes to Carter with a shot and a goal. Great centering pass from Viome. And Carter tips it up over the goaltender to put us on the board. 8:33 left in the second period, and it's now 3-1. Face off. They should bring it out of their zone into ours. Lost the handle. Bryant sends it out for Carter. He passes up for Nick. He gets into the offensive zone. Goes it through the crease, up the far boards. It comes back out to neutral. And they're chasing it back into our zone. Passes up for Nick. Pass to Guillaume. Gets into the offensive end. Carter throws it back to the corner. Sent to near boards. Militia send it out of our zone, out of their zone into ours. Send it back to the puck. Gets it up for Bryant. He passes to Carter. Carter wants it in the offensive zone, throws it wide of the net. Robbie picks it up along the near boards. Militia with a steal. Back out to neutral. Henrik brings it around the center. Pass to Carter. Carter pass tipped. And it's sent into our zone. It should be interference, but no call. Our long pass intercepted at the blue line. Hooking too, but that's okay. There was a shot, let's say Sawyer hangs on, 7:08 left in the second period, still 3-1. Robbie on the face-off. Militia control behind our net. Out to the blue line. Right off the boards. And around at the point. Nice poke check by Logan. They should regain the puck in the corner. Brody, the poke check, sending to the far corner. Puck comes free. And a shot and a save by Sawyer. Militia pass back to the point. A long shot blocked in front. Charlie passes to Logan and tips it out to neutral. Militia regained the puck and dumped it into their own zone. Brody turning it around off the corner. Brings it off the boards, tied up. Robbie sends it out front for Logan. Throws a shot and the glove save by the goaltender. He hangs on with 6:10 left in the second period. Robbie on the face-off. Charlie keeps in the offensive zone. Logan tying up the player. Robbie pushes it towards the net. She sends it up the far boards. And out to neutral. Into our zone. Shot and save by Sawyer. Ethan picking up the loose puck, throwing up on the boards. Out to neutral. Militia turns it around. Brody picking it up, skating in the offensive zone. Getting behind their net. Pushes it up the far boards. Throws it off the boards. Comes out to Ethan. He throws it on goal, and the save by the goaltender. He hangs on with 5:22 left in the second period. Mason on the face-off. Mason pushes the puck to the near boards. Militia pushes it out to neutral. Picking it up, turning it around. Poke checked away. Hadley sends it farther in the neutral zone. Militia sends it up the near boards and into our zone. Henrik back to play the puck behind our net. 4:57 left in the second period. Mason skating out to neutral into the offensive zone. Drops it to the far corner. Tied up on the boards. Puck sent off the end boards. And Militia skating it out to neutral. Into our zone. And Brian's going to go to the boxer hooking. So 4:32 left in the second period, and we'll be shorthanded for 2 minutes. On the face-off, wins the puck, skates it out to neutral. Into the offensive zone, a shot, a goal! 8 seconds into the penalty kill, and we got a shorthanded goal, cutting the lead to 1. So 4:24 left in the second period, and now 2-3. We'll have another face-off at center. Nation pushes forward again. Steps a check, regains the puck at the blue line, turns it around, jumps in the offensive zone. Militia skates out from behind their own net, going up the near boards, out to neutral. Ethan chips it off the boards, skates in the offensive zone, lost the handle, throws it deep into their zone, and Militia turns it around, skating up to neutral. Into our zone, a shot and a save by Sawyer. Rebound gets picked up by Addison. She pushes it out to neutral after being hooked multiple times. Nice poke check by Ethan. He sends the puck out to neutral, skating into their zone. Out of their zone, jumps into our end. Sawyer comes out of the crease to cover. 50 seconds left in the penalty kill, and we'll have to face off in our zone. 3:22 left in the second period. Nick on the face-off. Militia control, sort of control. Lose the puck out to neutral. Around, going up the near boards. Into our zone. Puck was sort of loose, came into the top of the crease. Sawyer covers, and we'll have another face-off with 3:07 left in the second. 35 seconds left in the penalty kill. Back on the face-off again. Militia controls. Right to the corner. Off the end boards. Pass out to the point. Go off the boards again. Pass across to the far boards. Didn't connect. Behind our net. Centering pass tip. Kept in our zone. Look at the poke check. Keeping it in our zone. Into the near corner. Pass out to the slot. Backhand shot tip over the net. Penalty has expired. We're back to 5-on-5. Bryant tied up behind our net with the puck. Coming screen. Militia bring it out front. Nice poke check by Charlie. Picks up the puck, brings it up to far boards. Carter tipping the pass to the near corner. Militia keeping it in the zone. And a shot behind the net. Militia brings it off the far boards. It comes to Nick. Brings it out to neutral. Late at the blue line into the offensive zone. Shot wide of the net. Comes to Henrik on the near boards. Shows it behind their net. Carter picking up in the corner. Pass back to Dion. Militia with the steal. Nice poke check. Throwing the play. Militia continuing control. Carter lifting the stick. Militia still bringing it into our zone. Dion picks it up, throws it off the near boards. Out to their zone, and there's a whistle. There's a Militia player down. Didn't really see what happened. "56 seconds left in the second period. Players getting up on the ground. That's good to see. Face off at center ice. Robbie on the face off. Brody controlling, passes back to Yukon. Passes up to Brody in center ice. He gets in the offensive zone, works right. Centering pass goes all the way through off the far boards. Logan keeping in the offensive zone. There's a quick check to the far boards. And Militia skating into our zone. Brody harassing him through and stealing the puck. Skating into the offensive end. Around one line. Shot and a save. Robbie was right there waiting for a loose puck. The goaltender covered with 22 seconds left in the second period. Robbie on the face-off. Logan controls into the corner. Pass out to Seth. The slot, Brody with a turnaround shot and a save by the goaltender. Robbie digging for it. And another whistle. 11 seconds left in the second period. Robbie on the face-off. Off the face-off just wide of the net. Militia sends it up the far boards. You can keep it on the blue line. Thrown in front and escape. Brody not able to get a shot off, comes out to neutral. Bryant throws it in just as time expires on the second period. So we'll go to the third down by 1, 3-2. On the clock, we'll switch things one more time. Face off. Militia controls. Nice poke check by Brody. Robbie turning around. Poke check away on the blue line. Logan past the Brody, gets in Malcolm's zone, but it's turned around. Comes back to Logan. Push to the far boards. Past the Brody. Brody past the Logan at the blue line. In their zone. Push the puck to Robbie in the corner. Pass behind their net. Brody working along the far boards, pass to Bryant. Straight to the corner. To the near corner. Logan to help out. Puck comes free up the near boards. Militia skating past center and dumping it into our zone. Sawyer stopping it behind our net. Bryant picking it up. Skating to the blue line. We pass it to skate. Push forward. Militia turn it around and dump it back into our zone. You can pick it up. Pulling off the glass up the near boards. Comes to Brody. He drops it for Bryant. The pass bounces up to Robbie. Logan picking up the loose puck, skating right. Goes to the slot. Nobody's able to get a shot off. Militia throws it off the end boards. And off the far boards into neutral. Skating into our zone. Nice poke check by Ethan. Puck sent around the end boards. Regain the puck. A shot and a save by Sawyer, and there's an early whistle, but we'll take it. 14:38 left in the third period, so down by 1. Off the face-off. Militia keeping in our zone momentarily. Addison with the steal skating into their zone. Pass over for Hadley. Not able to get a shot off. Militia come back through neutral into our zone. Walk in front. A goal. 14:20 left in the third period. The lights come back 2. Face-off. Back for Henrik. 1-0 airborne into their zone. Militia turns it around. Back to the boards. To neutral. Into our zone. Addison sends it up the far boards. Militia keeping it in our zone. Shot was wide. Into the corner, it comes out to the slot. Charlie picking up Bruce puck, skating out to neutral. Pass to Mason, he pushes it into the offensive zone. A shot off the post. Addison tying up the player behind the net. She comes out with it onto neutral. Puck loose into the far corner. Poke check by Henrik, gets the puck over for Hadley. Tied up low in near boards. Comes out to Mason, gets it out to neutral. Militia turns around, skating into our zone. Militia goes out front. Sawyer poke check and a shot. Saved by Sawyer without his stick. He hangs on with 12:52 left in the third period. back on the face-off. Militia controls. Caught off the far board. Guillaume with the poke check gets it back out to neutral. Militia skilling. Ryan picks up the loose puck in our zone. Up the far boards for Nick. Pass to Guillaume. Tipped into Carter. Carter skating to the offensive zone. And on the shot. Pushes it to the end boards. Militia sends it up the near boards. Nice poke check by Ethan breaking up the play. Guillaume kicks it to center. Pushes it to the far boards. Should bring it out of their zone. Carter slowing the play. That should bring it into our zone. Poke check. Carter throws it off a skate to the far boards. Ends up behind our net. Ethan chipping at it. Is it a cross check? There's a whistle. Oh, it did get called. Okay. So next going to go to the box for 2. 25 is going to box 2 for Militia. So it'll be 5-on-5. The Niners. 11:29 left in the third period. Still down by 2. Robbie taking the face off. Push control. Shot. Ethan sends the puck to the far boards. Front, Militia Sawyer with the save. It comes loose to the corner. There's a whistle. Oh, the net came off the Morgan game. 11:14 left in the third. Robbie on the face-off again. Up free, Bryant. Scooting in front of the net. Goes up to the boards, but it's picked in our zone. Out behind our net. Robbie picking it up off the boards and throwing up the near boards. Logan digging for it. Comes free. Brody turns it around. Pass out to center for Logan. Tipped into the zone. Militia stopping behind their net with the puck. Passing out to neutral. Ethan with the steal. Brody's getting the puck into their zone. Centering pass. Not able to get a shot off. Comes out to the blue line. And Militia dumping it into our zone. That'll be icing. 10:20 left in the third period. Mason taking the face off. Pushing forward. A shot off the pads goes to the net boards. Nice poke check by Addison, keeping in their zone. A shot tipped wide. We should protect the far boards. Getting out to neutral. Into our zone. Nice poke check by Hendrick. Stealing the puck Pass up to Charlie. I'm sorry, Hadley. Militia with the steal. And they're harassing in the corner. Ties up the player. Mason digging for it in the skates. Mason throws it around the boards. Addison chips it in. It's blocked. Comes back to Addison. She passes to Hadley and neutralize. They say no icing because reasons. But again, we'll take it. Militia bringing up the far boards and it's sent out to neutral. Charlie picks it up. He lost the handle. Militia walking in a shot. 9:03 left in the third period. So the Lions 2, Militia 5. Mason on the face-off. Passes back to Charlie. That's sent on goal. Sawyer has to cover. 8:56 left in the third. Mason on the face-off. Pushes it out to neutral. He picks it up. He's all by himself into the offensive zone. And a shot. The glove save by the goaltender. Hangs on. 8:46 left in the third. Nick on the face-off. She controls in the corner. Open their boards. Pass to the blue line, kind of throws it around. Let's chip it out to neutral. And skating into our zone. Centering pass, a shot up over the net. Bouncing in the corner. Charlie pushes it up the boards. Militia bring it out front. Another shot blocked. Charlie passes up for Guillaume. Comes out to neutral. Just up the near boards. Militia walk in. Ethan with a poke check at the last second. Brings the puck out to neutral. He walks in. Shot tipped over to the near corner. Skating out of their zone into ours. Himself, Sawyer with another save. Militia controlling the puck. Nick with a steal in the corner. Carter, pass to Guillaume, tipped out to center, but Militia's there waiting. This is a pretty aggressive hook. So we will go be shorthanded again. 7:25. Nope, we're not going to. Come on! Come on, Red! So they're sending them both. Nick arguing his case, but he's not going to convince him. So Nick will go off for 2 minutes, 7:25 left in the third. We'll still skate 5-on-5. So Nick went off for hooking. The Militia player went off for unsportsmanlike. Brody with the puck. Taken away in the far boards. Logan pushing it to the blue line. Turn around with the blue line. Militia comes up the near boards. Ryan with the poke check gets the puck to Ethan that sends it up the near boards and it's tipped into their zone. Militia bringing it back to our zone. It's sent to the far boards. Ethan sends it out to neutral. Militia dump it into our zone. Ethan picking up behind our net. Going off the near boards out to Robbie. Robbie pushes the ball on the boards. Ethan steals the puck. Gets the far boards into the offensive zone. Gets hooked, slashed. Out to Brody. A shot over the net. Militia comes out of their zone with the puck. Into our zone. Bryant tying up the player. Ethan picking up the puck. And he gets checked after the pass.
All both ways, bud.
Push to the corner. Brody pushes it behind the net. Sawyer's off the net, or off the ice. And we're going to go on a power play with 5:38 left in the third period. So we're tripping. So 2-minute power play. Mason on the face-off. Militia throws it off the end boards. Logan in the front. Kendrick keeping the offensive zone. Brody keeping it along the blue line. Pushed wide. Turns around. Pushed to the corner. Logan passes back to Brody. Brody stick-handling in the corner. Logan tips it out front, but Militia pick it up. Skate out to neutral. Brody taking the pocket from behind and walks into the offensive zone. Centering pass for Logan. Not able to get it on goal, and it's thrown up the near boards out into our zone. Sawyer stops it to the side of the net. Kendrick picks it up, skating behind our net. Out to neutral. Taken away before the blue line and dumped back to our zone. Here passes it to Mason. Skates up the near boards. Through neutral into their zone. Has a poke check in the face-off circle. Militia comes back in the neutral zone, dumping it into our zone. Militia stopping in the corner. Brody harassing. Steals the puck. Passes up to Mason. Walks into offensive zone. Shot. Glove save by the goaltender with 22 seconds left in the power play. 4 minutes left in the third period. Still down by 3. Robbie on the face-off. Ethan. Ethan with a shot block goes to the corner. Addison trying to get it out front. Robbie sends it to the corner. Ethan keeping in the offensive zone. Sent the puck towards the net. Block sent to the corner. Ethan keeping in the offensive zone. Ethan to the corner. Militia come out with it. At the center. Bryant poke check and steal. Puck comes to Hadley. Pass to Robbie at the blue line. Turned around. Now Militia come out of their zone with the puck. Penalty has expired. We're back to 5-on-5. Red line took out the Militia player. Bryant digging for it. Robbie in to help out. Push the puck to the corner. Bryant pushed it up the near boards. Sent to the far boards. Militia dumps it back into our zone. Throws it up the near boards. Sadly, the pass didn't connect. Militia comes back into our zone. The puck is shot. Saved by Sawyers. Puck goes to the corner. Robbie and Bryant both tying up the player. Militia pushes it to the corner. Brought out front. Nice poke check by Viome. Robbie with a steal along the boards gets taken down. Pass out to the slot. Militia walks in. A shot and a save by Sawyer. 2 minutes left in the third period. Puck sent to the corner. Militia pass out to the slot. A one-timer fanned on. Ethan picks it up along the boards, pushes it to the corner. Bryant throws it back for Ethan. He chips it up the ice out to neutral. Militia chasing it back into their own zone. Sent out to neutral. Ethan picking it up. Throws it back out to neutral for the run. Check retains it. Pass to Nick. Not able to hang on. A Militia regroup in their zone. Bring it out to neutral and dump into our zone. Panic throws it back up the far boards. Gets kicked in our zone. Locked in. Shot. Sawyer catches it with 1 minute left in the third period. We'll have a face off in our zone. Mason on the face-off. Nope, it's Nick. We'll get it eventually. Kept in our zone. One shot blocked by Charlie. Militia keeping in our zone. Nick pushed it to the blue line out to neutral. Leon fighting for it. Militia comes out with it. Into our zone. Forgot the puck. Charlie sends it out to neutral. They're blocking the pass. Also pushing it into our zone. Charlie shipping it out to neutral for Nick. He pushes it forward, and Militia turns it around, comes back to Charlie. Militia brings it into our zone. Front shot blocked by Henrik at the buzzer, and that will do it. So we'll end the game. North Lions 2, Mountain Militia 5. So that will do it for this weekend. We've got practice this week and then another game, I believe, on Saturday. Until then, thanks everybody.